Greetings, flesh creatures. It is I, Megatron. On behalf of TFYLP, I want to congratulate you for listening to the most refined collected podcast on this miserable little planet Earth. Yes. Here you'll find knowledgeable fans discussing every aspect of Transformers and beyond. Now, enjoy the show while I continue my path to complete conquest of all of you miserable biological entities. Predacons, terrorize!
Hello, welcome to TFYLP. We are live August 31st. I am here. This is Lucas. I'm here with Christian.
Say hi, Christian.
And Roxy.
Roxy's here too. She says hi.
And Nick.
Hello.
And Peter.
Forever Destron.
So, welcome everyone. So, this week we figured we'd talk about some robots or something.
Yeah.
So here we are.
I like robots.
Are you sure?
I've been told I like robots.
Just a little bit. The premise behind the show this week is it seems like, especially with Earthrise, that we've gotten just a slew of exclusives. And
yeah.
The funny thing is it's like we've had these exclusives where, you know, Hasbro published a schedule, right, and said, look out for these exclusives like every Tuesday on this schedule, and kind of said the time and all that kind of thing, made it official and whatnot. But then we've gotten even more exclusives. So it's like intermittently between that, we got some like Asian Hasbro Pulse exclusives with the as we'll get into it, I don't know, G2 Megatron, I guess, and the Sandstorm. And I'm trying to think what the other exclusives. We had the Amazon exclusives here last week as well.
Surprise!
Surprise. So I'm taking it as a good thing. I mean, if we want to jump to my conclusion here, the more exclusives, the better. Bring it on.
Well, okay, so I want to say I don't necessarily, as a consumer, I'm not a huge fan of items that aren't like widely available, but I would say that it seems that the exclusives, I would assume, must be doing pretty well, or at least well enough that retailers seem to want to get the exclusives. So I don't know how that works.
Would you like to explain your hand motion there, Nick?
I suspect that exclusives work well for retailers because they force the business to come to you, and that is very attractive. I don't know that they're necessarily selling more units than they would of any other given... Like, I don't know that Hasbro is selling more units of a given thing just because of an exclusive. But, you know, Amazon might, and they're guaranteed to sell out, which is a thing they like a lot. The whole point is sell through, sell out, be done. Don't have the product anymore. And so that seems to be working well for them.
I would like to circle back to the sellout things in a few minutes.
Okay.
But I'm excited about exclusives all the time now because it wasn't so long ago that we stopped getting store exclusives for a while. You know, there were barely any throughout Combiner Wars, Titans Return, and Power of the Primes. Power of the Primes, I think, had actually 0. Unless you want to count the Prime Wars Trilogy stuff from Amazon, maybe.
They're full of the dark times.
You'd have to count that.
And then we had an SCCC exclusive that year as well. So
right, but
we did have
store
a couple.
Exclusives.
What's that? Oh, yeah, no store
exclusives.
Very,
very few store exclusives.
Right.
Very
and
few.
yeah, it was a huge thing during the first 3 movie lines. It was a huge thing in Generations and Classics, and pretty much everything would have at least a multi-pack exclusive until Prime Wars, it seemed. It was weird.
Well, and I wonder, what preceded that, I guess, were the Combiner Wars box set. The G2
shared
repaints.
exclusives.
Yeah, fan channel exclusive.
And I'm trying to think, with Titan Returns, how many exclusives did they have with that?
There's 3 box sets that should have been 4 box sets.
So I kind of wonder with that, the fact that they were these $100 box sets that were repaints that weren't necessarily what, like, they're what collectors want. So, like, you know, all of us are probably super excited to get that stuff, but probably the average Joe is probably not quite as excited to get a, you know, G2 Superion or whatever, and they don't probably know the lore between the G2 Minosaur and whatever, you know, some of those kind of things that we get all excited. They're like, oh, look at that, like something that unreleased whatever, and you know, somebody else is like, I just want a Bumblebee.
Amateurs.
I'm going to contest. So, I mean, they're not producing huge, gigantic quantities of these things for the mass public. They're producing it for the collector market.
I saw them at Ross and stuff.
That was disappointing.
They hit Ross real fast. Like, the shelf life
weird.
was not done on those yet, and they went to Ross way too early. So I don't know how that metric was decided, but you know, somebody somewhere along the chain was sick of looking at them, I guess.
Weird. I think Computron came out after that, thankfully.
Yeah.
Late edition, but he was there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now we
So
have
exclusives.
again.
Zaldron brought up Power of the Prime's Nemesis. That was an Amazon exclusive. I forgot about that one.
Okay.
Right.
We're getting a new one too, so there we go.
Yeah.
New Nemesis.
Destron, what's your take?
I like exclusives. I like stuff in funny colors. I like unreleased stuff with my air quotes. You know, finally getting its due and its day in the sun and all that. Sandstorm. You know, that's pretty sexy and enticing for an old, you know, jerk like me. So bring it, keep bringing it. We were clamoring for a club at some point, and RC and Grotesque and, you know, Punch Counterpunch, whatever, they were supposed to be club things at some, with the air quotes, club pieces that ended up being released how they were released. And we've gotten so many exclusives month after month after month after month from both Generation Selects and Amazon and whatever other avenue you want, Walmart and all the other goofy retailers be damned. We're getting them. It feels like we're in a club again. It feels like we're getting that regular output, and it doesn't feel as niche and frankly crappy as FunPub was doing it when they had their subscription service. So I am so happy, so much happier now with the things that we're getting. And the things that are being, you know, just made available to people, whether you want to jump in with both feet or not. If you want to dabble, go for it. But C-Cons, Weirdo Gen 2 stuff. What else are we getting? The Quintesson set is coming. Yeah, we're getting all sorts of stuff. Yeah, the 2-packs that are coming, which we'll get to. It's awesome. It's awesome. Bring it. It's way more fun than I don't know, Shattered Glass Beast stuff. And we're getting Shattered. Anyway, go ahead. Go.
Well, one thing I think for me personally, like, I didn't get a lot of the Collectors Club stuff, like, historically, just because I couldn't justify to myself spending that much on repaints. And so the thing that I like, and I understand, I mean, they're different characters and all that kind of thing. I'm just saying me, like, and part of it was my collecting journey at the time. Like, I probably would have, like, if it was available now and for, you know, the price, I might be more willing to spend it. But I think back in the day, you know, when they were around, I just wasn't quite as willing to do it. But like, the thing I really like about a lot of these exclusives that Hasbro's doing is the fact that these are all like retail. You know, some of them they throw in some Target Masters or they throw other stuff in to kind of bump the price up a little bit, you know, by like $10 and whatnot. But like, for the most part, all of these exclusives, you're not, at least if you're able to get them when they first come out, you're not paying over retail.
Well, that's the real trick, isn't it?
The prices
that's the trick there,
are
yeah.
right.
And it's going to cost you.
Yeah.
I don't think we lose very much. You know, I was around for club stuff. You guys know I was.
Yeah.
You know, going through the subservice and paying, you know, $50 per deluxe was high. And it probably wasn't 50 it was probably, you know, 47. It was, you know, 40 to 50, whatever. It was in that range. And that was a lot, especially if you weren't paying installments, although I think the installments actually ended up costing you more, as it usually does.
Right, because they also had a per transaction fee because
Which was
Because
bogus.
FunPub.
yeah.
Because FunPub. But these guys, like you mentioned, are retail, and they're great. Oh, Nick thinks they're not great.
Look, I am all for the weird and the wacky and the bizarre and getting that stuff. But for something that's supposed to be more available in the mass market, they're so not. They're so not more available. It was so much easier to order things from the club that we belong to. The numbers might have been smaller, the toys might have been more expensive, but I knew it wasn't going to sell out because I was able to order my thing. I got a notice, I ordered my thing, I got my toy. Game over. There was no chasing, there was no, who knows when this thing's going to drop, what's going to happen. Who knows?
With one exception.
With these sort of exclusives, then these mass market retailers need to get their pre-order game together. And
no argument there, yeah.
The order window needs to be open further in advance so that they can tweak the numbers up or down if need be, just so that, everybody gets a fair shot at this stuff. And they need to not do stupid things like goddamn Gigawatt limited to 1984 pieces. I swear to God, I'm going to set something on fire.
He's the only one that's been problematic.
He's the only one.
Everything else you could just go and order.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I work from home, have nothing else to do, and I'm constantly on the Facebook group looking for when these things get posted. If I was working a 9 to 5, forget it. I'd miss out on everything.
Played the game
Poor
for
other Christian
years and years.
misses out on his stuff all the time because he's working.
So one thing, I brought this up to my wife because I was like, yeah, what do you think as a non-Transformer collector? Because we've had things where a lot of people just have not been in the know and they don't realize such and such figure is an exclusive that went up at Friday night at 7 o'clock or whatever. And so they, end up missing out on it, right? And so I asked my wife because she doesn't collect Transformers, but she's like in a lot of the Disney boards and stuff like that, and they're very similar. And she was saying, that they're actually worse, like on the Disney side where things sell out in minutes. And I think that some of the G.I. Joe stuff I think has been kind of similar to that as well, right?
Where I can talk about G.I. Joe. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because I think that for the most part, most of was there a studio series release that I think sold out pretty quick?
Yes, I didn't get that one either. Luckily, it's Target, and so most of their stuff I've been able to find in store previously.
Right, it'll be fine.
But with the way all exclusives have been this year, who the hell knows? Am I going to find one in store, or am I going to get totally screwed? Couldn't tell you.
It'll be fine.
Yeah.
I don't like not knowing.
What Target has a problem with is allocating actual stock to their online store.
So they're bad at pre-orders.
Yes.
And Walmart's bad at pre-orders.
Yep.
Why do we keep giving them things to pre-order?
So the thing I think is really interesting, and I realize that some of these stores like Big Bad Toy Store and whatnot are not they're a specialty retailer, and they know their game. They've been in it for years and whatnot, right? But I feel like a lot of times that these online shops that we're used to ordering from, we're just used to. It goes up, we order it, and it comes. And we don't have to worry about it. Like, they charge our card and whatever, and it comes in a box, and it's well packaged. Like, it has bubble wrap in the box.
Yeah, they
I don't have to worry about any of
no
that
fuss,
kind of stuff.
no muss. Hurry, sale must end. Rush right on down and test drive latest model with no obligation. Yeah, it's...
And yet, Walmart has figured out that if they ship you a toothbrush, they should put some packing material in there. But they can't figure that out for an action figure.
Right.
It makes no sense.
But it's
even
the toothbrush isn't going to break. It's just going to rattle.
Right. Even Pulse, though, I got my Snapdragons came in last week, and I opened them, and there was 2 Snapdragons thrown in a box with a bubble on the side. So they're bouncing laterally. They're bouncing this way. One of them was fine. The other one was
the one you opened. So
the other one's the one I did open, yeah, but it wasn't up to snuff for me.
Right,
for the
thing
fans, for the
is they're
collectors.
getting out. The difference is that Walmart and Amazon and all these stores are getting out a zillion orders an hour, out of their warehouses, and so they really don't care. And
if they can ship me a $5 jar of pickles so it doesn't break, they can ship me a $50 action figure so it doesn't break.
No, 100%. I agree, and I think that they should have some type of option to, it's like even if you pay a little bit more to make sure that your stuff's not, messed up and whatnot. But yeah, like I know on Amazon, it's like it's a complete game of, roulette or whatever, where it could be in a pretty nice packaging, or it could be in a bubble mailer, or they could have just stamped
slap the label right there on the box
label
itself,
straight on the box, and just shipped it that way.
They've been doing that stuff for years.
So yeah, I mean, it's like that's the one thing in general that you would think that Amazon and Walmart and Target and whatnot, that they would have the logistics down better than what they do. I mean, I think Amazon normally is pretty good about their logistics at least, but their the packing is not great.
Especially if you're going to be selling these toys that you signed up to get the exclusive for, so you know that there is a collector market there. That's why you got the exclusive. You're not catering to mommy, buy me that with an exclusive. So you already know it's a collector thing.
And you should know that we're nuts.
Right. Just protect the stuff in shipping, man. It's not hard. You do it with other products. Do it with the goddamn toys.
Right.
That's all I want.
So protect the items. Protect the items. Don't have just bots being able to buy everything up in the first 10 seconds or 30 seconds. So that happened to Gigawatt, right? He was supposed to. Okay. I know, Nick. I'm gonna ask that you. I'm gonna for the listeners, say what happened with Gigawatt in case no one remembers or they're unaware, and then
Nick,
and then we'll get into it.
Do you need to go take a break while we do this?
I might have to walk away for Gigawatt.
Just walk away for 2 minutes. It'll be fine.
So Gigawatt was announced, and he was supposed to go live at 1 p.m. And correct me if I'm wrong, right, guys? He's supposed to go live on 1 p.m. whatever day at Walmart. And 1 p.m. came and went, and 2 p.m. came and went, and 3 p.m. came and went, and they made a post saying oh, sorry guys, we're working on it. And then 5:30 rolled around. He went live.
With no warning,
With no warning, yeah. Went live 5:30 and just was gone. They were all gone. 1,984 units, gone immediately on eBay, in listings that said confirmed sale or whatever. You can buy your very own Gigawatt, sold out exclusive from Walmart on eBay for fun price, $1,984. Right?
$30 fucking.
What was the retail?
And the retail is a $30 toy. Yeah. Each box is individually numbered, 1984 units.
We don't know if they're individually numbered yet.
That's
the thing they showed said one of 1984. So
right.
They could all say
one of, yes, but
who knows?
That's still a packaging variant for those of us who chase these sorts of things.
If the license plate on the car itself is different, I'm going to burn everything to the ground.
Yeah, I would ask that you both need all 1,984 versions, so fight for them, I guess. Have fun.
No, we don't.
So I'll
yes.
I'll ask that we don't burn everything down.
Yeah.
Let's just. I'll be happy with one of 1984, and then the December release or whatever. So Gigawatt is going to be made available. Gigawatt is going to be made available later, and we should be able to get a version of him. Whether the deco is going to be the same as the limited Walmart blah blah version, we shall see. So things like that are
flames on the side of my face.
So the thing that's kind of tough in general is since these are all going up online, there are people that are scraping these websites constantly to try and find the information out. And so what happens is Gigawatt was one of these, and I think that the same thing happened with the Baroness and then the Netflix exclusives and whatever, where before the items go up, you don't know all the time what it is exactly sometimes, but you know that it's a Transformers figure. And so this actually happened with the Netflix Transformers figures, is we started getting people were pinging the like, oh hey, like here's the Voyagers, here's the Deluxes, and they were going up, and you could actually buy them before, like a few minutes before they were supposed to go live and whatnot, and so people were doing this, and so then by the time
action figure.
Yeah,
Right.
the names weren't there, the listings were up, there were no pictures, it said action figure, and you had to like drill into it and fiddle around with it to see, but people were just buying it, sight unseen. And Soundwave.
Fun fact.
right,
I
so that
checked
was
my
one of the
order
things.
for those guys over the weekend.
Uh-huh.
I checked my order for those guys over the weekend, and they all still say action figure.
Yeah.
They do all have
They
pictures.
canceled two of mine, so who knows if I'm actually going to get them? Any of the rest of them. So
some of
good
mine
luck.
were canceled as well. Yeah.
From round one of those, by the way, they only ever shipped me the Ultra Magnus and never shipped another figure from that. They were in stores, I don't know, 2.5 months, and I just went in and bought them. And then I left the Scrap Face. Was the only one I didn't cancel because I wanted two more. I was able to go and order them from the website and get those shipped, but my pre-order never came. So I just ultimately canceled the pre-order.
That's wild.
So who knows if you're actually going to get anything you order from Walmart on pre-order anyway, since they are so goddamn bad at it.
Yep.
I don't know with the Walmart pre-orders for Transformers whether or not they actually ship them, because I think I've always I've always found the stuff in store, and part of that is because people like us are slightly crazy, and so like we're in toy hunting
Smile when you
groups
say that.
locally, and so then someone will be like, oh, the Walmart that is 15 miles away has them in stock, and so then you drive up there and get them or whatever. So that I know for those, I did for the Ghostbusters Kenner figures, they did ship those to me. Like, it was kind of a weird thing where they showed up in the stores first, but then eventually they came. So I have at least like gotten a Walmart pre-order, but I don't know for Transformers. We'll find out. But I expect this to be the same kind of thing where the Netflix figures will come out and I just end up canceling. Like, that's what the Soundwave, that it sold out like before I was able to get it, and I'm just not that worried because I'm sure that they'll be in the stores, and so I'm sure I'll be able to get it. So.
And that's what we always think, and we always think it's going to be okay, and then the one time it isn't is when that toy's $1 million later, and we all want to set our hair on fire.
Historically speaking, almost always, I mean, I'm talking like 99 percentile, almost always been okay.
Yeah. Yep. Until it's not.
I think honestly, the only things I can think of is some of those like San Diego Comic-Con exclusives, like they sold out and then they're hard to come by after. Like, if you wanted to try to actually get them for like whatever price they're selling them for, like I think that Ghostbusters Optimus Prime, the MP10 mold, I think like it sold out, like that, and then I don't think it was actually available afterwards, right?
It was.
Yeah, very short window, but it was available.
What's that?
Oh, God.
What'd you say,
Where
Chris?
this one came from.
Right, but I'm saying that it sold out pretty quick, though.
Yeah.
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 Within about 3 minutes.
Right.
I have never had a problem getting the Hasbro Pulse stuff. I mean, the Hasbro Toy Shop stuff on Hasbro Toy Shop for SDCC. Never had a problem with that. Maybe it was luck, but like they'd say, "Oh, the drop is at this time," and it dropped, and I got my thing.
Yeah.
Well, once they started saying when the drop was, I'm sure we all remember the days when they wouldn't say when the drop was.
Forget
You
it.
just have to refresh every 30 seconds.
Good luck.
For hours and hours and hours and days.
But that's like the old BotCon days when you had to fax in your thing and go through the website, and you wanted to be the first 100 to get the pin and get the golden ticket before it sold out, and there were all these marks you had to hit in a certain window of time, and if you didn't hit it, it's not that your trip was ruined. It's just that your trip was less than what it could have been had their website not been goofy or their fax machine not been turned off or had water dumped on it or whatever the lie was that day. Oh, sorry about your credit card numbers. We gave those to. Whoops.
I don't even want to go into that stuff.
So
really.
maybe the key to some of these online orders is they need to just start doing it via fax, and then we could be okay.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
For anyone who
So,
doesn't know, the first year we were able to not use effects for BotCon was 2010.
And it was still a nightmare. And so what I'm trying to say is
Still a nightmare.
exclusives have almost always been a mess. You know, it's a crapshoot.
There was a way for me to game the system.
But see that you're already showing your hand. You can't. I'm trying to game the system, and I have successfully done so in the past, and I'm upset that I can't do it all the time. Especially now that there are so many people online, everyone's trying to do the exact same thing. It's just gonna suck for a bit. It is, and now we've got PulseCon that's been announced. So did anyone come prepared? I did not. With a list of all the exclusives in the last 5 months.
That's what the wiki's for.
yeah, we have. So one thing I want to bring up before we go through that stuff as well, and some people in the chat have brought this up too, is like, Peter, you had mentioned before about the fact that like, we get all these weird and wild things as exclusives, and that's awesome and amazing, right? But the thing that's been different with Earthrise, I feel like, is that it's not just a repaint that are exclusives now, that they have these main characters on there. So like, for example, like the Walmart Netflix figures, like the Earthrise whatever Bumblebee is a Walmart exclusive. The Soundwave, the good one that we want, is a Walmart exclusive.
Prowl and Ironhide are Amazon exclusives. 2 of the Coneheads are Amazon exclusives. I mean, what else? We've made
Right,
Ratchet,
the Seekers.
Ratchet, and
the Seekers are right. The Seekers are exclusives and all that too.
Skywalker at Target, yeah.
And so like a significant portion of these with the main characters. And so that's the thing that I've seen with people, at least locally, and some of the people that aren't as in the know and aren't following the groups constantly and all that. And I really feel bad myself that I have not done a good job of keeping them informed. So I told them I'm going to try to do a better job myself so that, because we all know it and whatever. And, but
here's my thing on that. Look, I mean, I don't like that main characters get to be exclusives either, but if they weren't exclusives, they'd be in the main line, right? Which means we get the same set of characters every year. I mean, if you look from Siege to Earthrise, it's practically the same lineup anyway. At least some of them are off elsewhere so that we have a chance to get some new characters. It sucks, but it's the way it has to be.
New
There's probably
characters
a better
that
happy medium they can get.
But, new characters that a kid in the store is going to say, "Oh, I don't have that guy, Mom. He looks cool. I want Dude," and whoever Dude is, I don't know who's on retail shelves.
Ironworks.
Ironworks. Boom. My kid has Ironworks, and he loves them. He uses them to weaponize and do all the thingy things.
He's
awesome.
dope.
He's dope. Thingy things. But about mainline characters or 84, 85 and heritage characters, whatever, being exclusives, I can recall a time, it doesn't seem so long ago to me, but to some people it might be a long time, where the Seekers were exclusives to this thing called BotCon. Yeah. And we were clamoring for them.
All hell broke loose.
All hell broke loose, and we all got them at some point, in some way. We paid for them, we got them, and we were happy. And then they came out in the mainline 3 years later.
That was a long 3 years back then.
It was.
It was a long 3 years, but I've been doing this since '84, and it's you just have to be patient, and your shit's gonna come. It's gonna come.
Sure.
Look where we are. We finally have Voyager Seekers that I was saying when those BotCon ones. These would be a lot cooler if they were taller. Why is Prowl taller than a Seeker? That doesn't make sense.
Nerd.
Hey, now I'm happy. Now I'm happy, and I can shut up about that. Now I can complain about other things like I don't know.
Well,
later.
The one thing I think is also funny too is that we simultaneously will complain about them redoing figures constantly, right? But then we also complain about them being exclusives. So we'll be like, why can't I get the thing that I complained was coming out?
And here's the thing, and you're like, oh, boo, this thing. And then you get it, and you love it, and then you still complain. You find something to nitpick. That's just part of it's the nature, man.
Yeah,
I have started blocking people on Facebook now who are commenting bad things on Hasbro's posts about these exclusives. Not the people who are saying, boo, it's exclusive, although they're next. It's the people who are saying, boo, it's a repaint. What did you expect? Are you new here?
What are you new?
Yeah.
Skywarp
it's
and
all just the
Thundercracker
same
would
with
like to
this
talk
guy.
to you. It's a
Or, you know,
repaint. Shut
when
up.
when people were commenting on Sandstorm, one, there was the people who were like, "Oh, they're gonna repaint Ramjet, but they're not gonna give us thrust." Bro, do you really think we're not getting thrust? Even if you haven't seen the listings or seen the pics of thrust, do you really think? Are you really that dense? And
Well-
then there was the camp that was going, "Oh, there's only one Sandstorm, and he's a triple changer Autobot." Bro, name reuse is a thing. Calm down. And of course, I'm all riled up about it, so I need to take my own advice. But still,
Name
To be
reuse happened
fair-
in Generation 1. In the Generation 1 toy line, there was name reuse. Nick, name it. Not counting like different versions of the same character. There was name reuse in Gen 1 Go.
Sky High.
My man!
Wow,
Right
I'm
there.
impressed. I didn't have that. All right, yeah.
Yay!
I mean, I can tell you a bunch of G.I. Joe names that got reused, or even some My Little Pony names, but, you know, I can't do the... I didn't know that.
Snake terrorists
That's
versus
good.
army guys. All right, can I say a thing about Amazon too while I'm rolling on
Sure.
tangents? All right, and then we can go and talk about all the dudes individually. The recent Coneheads, when they were released, they sold out, and people flipped their crap.
Yeah.
The problem I have with that is that they were available for a whole month, and they don't charge until they ship, and it was free shipping. Like, if you didn't use that whole month to get your stuff, I'm sorry, you snoozed. And I'm not talking to anybody internationally. If you're in the United States and you did not use that month to get them, that you don't have them is your own fault.
And how bad do you feel for all of the poor international guys who don't get a bite at this apple at all? My
Very
God.
bad.
I think that's the bigger issue. Like, I feel bad for all the people from, Europe or the UK or South America, or just wherever, all these places where, if they're trying to collect that stuff. I mean, just think how hard it is to collect, Hasbro mainline in those countries, especially with all the exclusives. Like,
Hard.
I mean,
I would say maybe 40% of the time they get a chance later, especially in Europe, Australia as well.
it's so hit or
outside
miss,
of that,
though.
very difficult. It looks like Kapow and In Demand have done better recently at getting exclusive stuff for the UK market and maybe the Europe market if they serve that. Not sure. But still, I mean, that's one outlet, a much smaller outlet than what we're used to over here. So if you're international,
Right.
I'm not speaking to you about not feeling bad for you. I do feel bad for you. If you're in the States and you miss the Coneheads because you didn't order it within the month, you have no sympathy.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Let's see, that's a perfectly reasonable window. It allows an entire pay cycle to come around again.
Mhm.
One
Right.
instance of paying rent is somewhere in there, or mortgage
Right.
payment, or whatever your situation is. But I mean, you know what I'm saying. A month is a fair window for a pre-order like that.
So, Christian,
It's
one thing
worse
I was
for-
going
if
to
you wanna go back to
say...
Siege Skywarp, that was available for like 4 months. I mean, sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
One thing I was gonna say, as far as about not knowing if things are gonna come out and whatnot, is like there's a lot of figures in this line, like those Micromaster teams that have not been completed. So some people, like to talk to you about that. That if you're like, oh yeah, they're definitely gonna complete things. I mean, we know that those Coneheads are coming out. We've seen the leaks and all that kind of thing. But if you're the average fan, I think you could see like, oh, these prior lines, they didn't complete this, or even like Insecticons,
Okay, but like,
or deluxe insect. I mean, I realize this is all like, kind of
Ramjet,
like
Dirge, and
A-list
Thrust
stuff.
are very different from Micromasters whose names I can't even remember.
Go. Your average fan isn't going to care about the Micromaster Combiner Metro Squad members. They're just not. And if they do, then hooray! I'm proud of them. But if they don't, they're probably not going to, miss them. They're looking for Bumble Time and Flapjack and whoever those guys are from that old cartoon. Speaking of people that don't appreciate the old cartoon, it's Sergio's birthday. So happy birthday, Sergio.
Hey, happy birthday,
Oh, yeah.
Sergio!
Surprised he doesn't want to spend his birthday on the show.
I asked. He said no.
Yeah.
Something
probably
about
has better things to
girlfriends or
do.
parties or something.
Right.
Hopefully he's out there getting crunk.
So, yeah, yeah. Transformers are not the number one thing, I guess. So,
Oh,
What?
for him, right? I mean, if he's not spending his
well,
birthday here,
the rest of us, yeah. I missed a bit of the MicroMaster thing. I was switching networks, but I think what Peter was saying was correct. That getting a full set of cone heads is way more likely to happen than getting a full battle squad or an Astro squad.
right? I agree. So, but I'm saying
Of
that
course, we
if
could get
you're
closer if there weren't repacks in that segment.
yeah, I'm just saying your average fan may not realize that, oh yeah, like this, if it hasn't been announced yet and whatever. So,
Okay, so the real solution for those kind of fans, and I know this is hard for a lot of people. Make a friend. Make a friend who collects, so that you guys can start having each other's backs. I can't tell you how much easier this has become having a network of people I can talk to about it when stuff goes up, or someone can always look out for the rest.
right. I would 100% agree with that. And, I try to do that myself. Like, I know that, I have people sending me stuff, and then I try to pass it along as well to all the people that are, would be interested and whatnot. So, yeah, I would definitely, build up your network of friends, or if it's Facebook groups, or, even if you're following the tftalk.net Facebook page, like we try to post some of that stuff as well as much as we can, just make sure that, you're like following that and whatnot. It'll help you out with your collecting. So, and I think even too with the toy hunting is the same way that you can make friends with people even if they're not Transformers collectors, if they're Marvel Legends collectors, or GI Joe or whatever. It's like, hey, when you're going out there looking for those Legends, would you mind doing me a solid and seeing if there's the secret pack at Target, or just whatever, the Netflix Walmart figures, or whatever it may be. So.
Yep.
But so okay, well yeah, I guess we've kind of gone over the points that I wanted to go over about the exclusive. So I guess if we want to kind of get into
what's coming when,
yeah,
I have all of the different exclusives pulled up on TFWiki if we need to reference any of that.
Cool.
So I am prepared technically.
So do we want to talk about stuff we know about, or stuff we're not supposed to know about but know about anyway?
let's start kind of chronologically. Stuff we know is coming, and then we'll wander on down the street.
So the secret
right.
packs. One thing I just want to note for those is I know I've been seeing them restocked in stores again recently. I think they were online as well. I'm not sure if they're currently online.
Yep.
Okay, so if you missed out on those,
that's Thundercracker and Skywarp from Target.
Yes, thank you.
Not the other.
The 84 Seekers, not the Coneheads.
Yeah, the Coneheads that were available from Amazon, have those been back in stock? I think that there's still some people who are waiting on pre-orders, I've heard.
I think there will be a second stock.
Most likely.
So,
yeah.
So I guess I personally, I think I would be patient if you can't get them yet. Like, I would not at this point spend $140 or whatever the secondary market price on those are. Like, because again, I mean, I guess they could continue to go up, but more than likely,
there's a Takara release
Amazon
coming of them soon anyway. Within 4 months or so. So there'll be another shot.
Right.
Probably 2 more shots. So just remain calm. Don't pay huge scalper prices. Like Peter said, 99% of the time, it's okay.
I can't remember.
But what happens when the Coneheads have the head swaps and one is the Screamy and the other is the Stoic, and then you have 2 different sets and you can't tell which is which because the package is closed and you bought it from Amazon and you don't know what's going on until you get it home and you open it and then you realize that you have the rarest thing on the planet.
Congrats.
I do not think that word means what you think it means.
But someone said
no one cares.
Oh.
Peter, you care. Nick, you care. I think Paul cares, kinda. The rest of us, no.
I would like to see a non-screamy Dirge, because Dirge isn't a screamy kind of guy. But
Sure.
if the Takara version is the stoic face, if they have their heads swapped or both of them are stoic, then I'll be super happy and I'll buy that, and then I'll swap their heads around and I'll have all sorts of fun with Grumpy Dirge.
So here's my point of view on that. I have Dirge.
Yay!
I got him. He's here. Done.
Checked off the box. We're done. That's it. We're good.
Yeah. I have Dirge.
So does
Okay.
Amazon, like, if you had missed out on that, I can't remember, do they have in-stock alerts that you can sign up for
But they're
stuff,
mostly
or
useless.
Allegedly,
Okay.
yeah.
Doesn't work.
no?
You can sign up
I
for
don't
it,
think
but-
that works.
The only ones that I find actually work at all and like get to me in time to order anything is usually Target. Target, I'll get an email and I'll go there, click the link, and buy the thing. Walmart, forget it. It's 2 days later. Amazon, it's already gone.
I've actually had good luck with Walmart lately.
Really?
Yeah.
Never, not once.
When I was subscribed to the red dudes to go up.
Okay, but
they-
the demand on the red dudes is much, much lower
I guess.
than.
They
So
were
that
prompt.
email can take a couple hours to filter through the system to get to you, and the red guys aren't going to be sold out.
Well, I feel
I
like
did
on some
get
of
notified
those...
when Gigawatt went up. It wasn't soon. It wasn't quick enough for 10 seconds, but it was at the time.
I feel like some of the stuff, I've seen it where you're like, oh, thank God I was awake at 3 a.m. because that's when I got to get stock.
Hey, that's how I got Thundercracker and Skyward, man.
Yeah.
The third day after I didn't get it, that's the first 2 days, I posted up at 4:30 in the morning and waited, and I got them.
Yep.
It was great.
I think mine was similar.
Oh,
I was
God.
beating up Pop Finder.
No sleeps
Brickseek.
anymore.
Yeah, there's no sleep.
No
I was
sleep, only
looking
robot.
at Brickseek and Pop Finder, and I was driving around. I'm lucky enough. I have like 8 or 9 targets in my area, so I was just like refresh. I'm driving out now, and off I went, and they were there, and I was happy.
Yeah, one thing I will say, like, I wish that Potfinder and Brickseek were a little more accurate. Like, I feel like that they used to be more accurate, and they're not as anymore.
Here's the thing about that. They're only as accurate as the stock count in the store. So if, say, an employee has their private stash tucked away to buy when they get their next paycheck, those haven't been wrung out yet, so they're still in the
Right.
system. Or if, say, somebody goes through self-checkout and buys a thing but scans the item, they're all the same price, it doesn't matter, bip, bip, bip. I'm not going to scan each individual thing. That affects the stock count. And so the counts are not accurate. And so that's why things like Brickseek have become less accurate, because there are more self-checkouts now. There are more opportunities for things to go wrong with the automatic count. And it's only going to get worse.
Interesting. Well, there we go.
I know there have been a lot of issues with taking the conversation over to G.I. Joe real quick. Their Baroness and, was it Claw motorcycle or something? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
For the 6-inch line, $39 blah, blah, blah set. Sold out in under a minute. Big to do. Kind of like the Soundwave for the second wave of Doodly Doo. Or Gigawatt. Yeah, Netflix, thanks. Or Gigawatt. And yeah, she's being scalped hard, and it's the same situation. So it's not just Transformers that it's happening to right now. I mean, Marvel Legends, we all know that it happens there. And go ahead.
So one thing I'm curious on G.I. Joe just in general, like, I realize this is off topic, but like, do you think that Hasbro and the stores in general severely underestimated the demand for G.I. Joe?
I don't think Hasbro did. I think that Target and Walmart went, we've had trouble with this product in the past, so we're going to order very conservatively. And Hasbro said, okay, well, we're not going to make product you're not going to buy. We can make more later, maybe.
Maybe they
But
could
man-
sell it at like a big toy store. If there was a big giant store,
Yeah,
that
if there only
was
was some,
nothing but toys,
Wouldn't that be something?
it would be neat.
Somewhere that specialized in it and like understood why a thing was cool
Yes, that
more
would be
so
cool.
than it was previously.
There's a Halloween
Charge
store. They're
25%
specialized.
more.
down the
Oh
road.
yeah, they're all over the place. Those Halloween stores.
Those Halloween stores. I mean, it's nice to have a specialty store.
Or, let's say you had 2,000 specialty stores across the country that you could work with on a larger scale if only you were smart enough to understand how they worked. I mean comic shops.
You
Who
guys
goes to
will
comic
glasses
shops?
on Toys R Us.
I thought comics were movies,
Yeah, I
but
know.
we can't go to the movies
I
anymore.
know.
So,
Anyway, so back to the exclusives. So, okay, so we went through the Seekers, the Coneheads, I guess. What's the next ones on the list?
All right, where are we?
the clones came out same time as the
Oh, right. Those are
Seekers.
things that happen.
And the clones were, I don't know, a better pairing of the decos that were split between the Walgreens exclusive from Titan's Return and the box set exclusive from Titan's Return. So you had one, I don't remember if it was Pounce or Wingspan in the Walgreens set or Pounce or Wingspan in the Titan's Return set. Off the top of my head, I don't recall.
Wingspan was at Walgreens and
Okay.
Pounce was at Big
Toys R
Bad?
Us? Big Bad? I don't know.
One of the two.
He was in the set with the Thunderwing head. I don't know, one of those sets.
And see now, the thing about this set is that it has a different deco than the previous U.S. release. It has the Japan colors.
Kinda.
And what's funny is the disparate releases, the Walgreens Titans Return release or whatever, they didn't exactly match. there was a slight deco difference in the way that their would-be rub sign for their alt mode it was different. Whereas these are it's the Japanese deco and it's a little nicer, a little bit cleaner, and it's easier to get.
So what you're saying is I need to go get these because I saw them in the store the other day.
Go get them.
But
Get them.
What was
You
weird
have them
about that
already,
was a bunch of the stores actually clearanced those out. And
Immediately.
I never even
then-
saw them in my area.
yeah, but then I mean they had them at my local Target like now, and they're not clearance, so I don't know.
Well, I know that there was an end cap initially, like at the there was an end cap
That's the
with
kiss
the
of
clone.
death.
Yeah, with the clones, the 84 Seeker 2-pack, Thundercracker Skywarp, and then some other just random, Earthrise and Cyberverse stuff. And then when the end cap went away from the planogram, those got clearance to move down stock levels, I guess. And then they shoved what was left and flexed a bunch of things over. And this happened at almost all my stores. They flexed everything from the end cap that didn't get clearance over there, waited a minute, things went out of stock, and now it's all starting to stock back up. And they've undone the flex and repaired the planogram to where it was 3 months ago. Man.
You remember why the store exclusives largely stopped happening in the first place?
Yes.
About how, I think it was Target, in fact. Or was it Walmart?
It was
Well,
Walmart
both.
during Energon and Universe back in 2003, 2004.
Where they'd have these designs for these planograms, and the stock would instead sit in the back until it was time to do the reset, and by that point, it was time to clearance it, or it would never make it to the shelf because they never did that particular reset for whatever reason, and so you had all this product rotting in back rooms because there was no shelf space for it.
Hey,
And it all
and we
had
got the
clear
return
order.
of that with the Megatron figure.
Yeah,
Not Megatron, I'm sorry, the
the Ultra Magnus.
Ultra Magnus figure for
Yeah.
Walmart.
Well, that's also it was a victim
the
of
same
its
thing
packaging. But
Yeah, but that was another thing where it didn't have a spot on the shelf, and so it immediately got clearanced.
same thing happened with the animated 2-packs in from Target in 2009, 10, whatever the hell it was, with the
Like
Sunstorm and
And
the
the Rescue Ratchet,
yeah,
the funny colored Ratchet. Yeah.
that's right.
No. That was a different set. Sunstorm and Shockwave was that set.
That's it.
Oh, the purple Shockwave, right?
Yes.
When the weekend they came out, they were $5 each.
Yeah, because they
And
sat
then they
in the
went
back
back to
too long.
normal.
All kinds of stupidity when they have to mess with the planogram.
I
For
got
no
those
reason.
for $5 each. It was sick.
I feel like some stores now, what they're doing is they're doing those shippers. Like at least at Walmart, that's kind of what they've been doing is you get in this shipper, it goes wherever, like on an end cap, or it goes like in the middle.
Side cap or
and-
whatever, yeah.
Yeah, and like all your stuff's right there and whatnot, and then it'll sell down, and then eventually they do whatever with it. But
You say that happens. I have never seen one.
I don't know.
I've
I mean,
seen-
I've
I
seen
have
seen a
larger
few, but more
Walmarts
often
in my
than not, they
area,
just
so
strip them out of the pallet and drop them on a shelf in my Walmart. They don't bother.
mine just don't get things.
yeah. I don't know.
They
I
don't
mean,
get
I've got
shippers.
super
They don't get
Walmarts.
shipments.
Do
Nothing.
do you have super Walmarts or smaller ones?
Both.
Both. Yeah.
I don't know. But anyway, so the next exclusives.
Yes.
After that.
Alternate Universe Optimus Prime from Amazon is next on my list. Is that right?
Oh yeah,
Is it
I
the
forgot
Dead
about
Prime?
that guy.
Dead Prime, yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about him.
He was easy
Yay.
enough. I feel like I didn't have any trouble getting him.
No issue.
Well, one in good condition. You know.
Yeah, good luck
that
with
chest
that.
issue, but
Oh, you opened yours. Okay, I don't have that issue. I've got Schrodinger's chest. He went from
crazy with that crap.
he went from he's in the mailbox to he's in a tote. Bye. You're my friend. Goodbye.
I don't even get the point of that, but that's a totally other episode.
okay, so we got that. I'm trying to think what's the next
Ramjet and
one?
Dirge we've talked about already.
Yeah.
Do we want to say anything else about them?
No.
Yay! They're great. Get them when they come back in stock.
Yeah. And so the next is Ironhide and Prowl, the Autobot Alliance.
They're Amazon. They had a nice, good lead time. I mean, you can still
I
probably
think
pre-order
you
them.
can still get them now.
Yeah.
We can
There you go. So if you haven't pre-ordered your Ironhide and Prowl Earth mode, do it now.
do it.
And don't complain about it
accept
if you haven't. Yeah, because they're here for you. They want to be your friends. They have been your friends for a long time. You should buy them again.
I think we've missed a couple along the way, though.
I was just doing the Earthrise stuff. I have also we could go back and
I
look
was
at
gonna say, do we want to
Siege.
do the
I've got the
Siege?
Studio Series and I've got the Selects in front of me.
We should look at selects too because there's been a lot of rapid fire select stuff.
Sure.
And roll back to Siege if you want to start from there and move
I
forward.
was just doing the Netflix wave
Okay.
because those guys came out. I mean, they're part of the main line-ish right now.
Yes,
I've got one here too, somewhere.
And so, like, the first wave of Netflix figures were all repaints, but the next line coming out, Wave 2, which I think the the street date's supposed to be like in October. I think, is that right?
Early October.
Early October. So we may see it before then. Who knows? It hasn't showed up yet, but there are several figures that are exclusive to the line. So they have a few repaints, but then they have a new version of Soundwave. They have a Bumblebee that is a remold
It's a
of
retool. Yeah.
yeah.
So we had
retool.
paints for redecos for the first wave, and now for the second wave we have retools. So new tooling. First time we've seen it.
Yep. And then
Elita
Elita
1 is new tool, right? Yeah.
Yeah, which is new tooling based off of the RC mold, which hasn't come out yet
Right.
either, but in the U.S.
So you can hate Elita 1 first, and then hate on it later.
You could probably hate them at the exact same time.
Yeah, I think RC is probably due
Yeah.
any minute at this point.
Pretty soon here.
And then the Voyagers, the Soundwave, right? And then the Optimus has
Optimus.
the two.
Damn,
Oh, I forgot the
Optimus,
Hotlink
and I'm
was-
not happy about it.
Netflix Hotlink was exclusive to that line. I forgot about that.
Mhm.
Saucy.
And
You mean Skywarp?
Whoever
I
it
hate
was
that
that
so
bit
much.
the dust and, off screen.
Yeah, so the Netflix Wave 2 Optimus was touted as like the metallic version, like Megatron was in Wave 1, and they've changed it now, and it looks completely different, kind of like like the toy Optimus, and I'm just like, why?
So they can sell it a third time later, and they know you'll buy it then too. But this time, you get axe, and you get a little shield. You get
That's
a shield
the
master
only
dude.
reason I'm
Ramp
buying
master.
it.
That's what I'm saying. That
That's
you get
the
the
only
you get the
reason.
trailer with the one, you get the axey thingy with the other, and then later you'll get your sweet deco.
So
And once you
one
have-
thing I was excited about the Optimus figure because originally they were showing that the legs were not going to be gray, right? They were going to be all blue painted the same color. But then the new packaging that we've seen, the backs of the legs are still gray. So like the sides they made them blue. But the
Right.
backs now, I don't know if we've actually seen out of pack. Have we seen an official out of package
No, not yet.
like
No.
shot?
We've-
So like
we've
these
seen-
were official images. So like
Right.
they may change it again. Like you never know that for sure till it actually comes out.
Sure.
But yeah, I thought that was kind of an interesting thing. And then the chest, I like that deco except for the it doesn't have the blue chest. It has like a
Gray.
white silver
It's like gray silvery. Yeah, it's not.
Doesn't
It
look
was
that great.
aqua,
Blue
which
is
was
too
really
bright for the
cool.
dark and gritty, you see.
Yeah.
At least it's not battle damage.
At least it's not battle damage, thank God.
Get that.
That's true.
God.
So those guys are coming.
And then
what do
there's
we have for
the...
select?
Wait, we still got a Nemesis Prime. Now that the spoiler's been leaked, we should talk about him.
Well, that assortment is no longer exclusive to Walmart.
Right, which means that the Ultra Magnus tanked. They couldn't sell it in store, and they said, "Okay, we're cutting our orders on that, and you're going to make that happen."
Yeah.
And so Hasbro clearly said, "Okay, so who wants to order some of these?" To like Big Bad and whatnot. And so there you
And
go.
Pulse has Nemesis.
Yeah,
All
and comic
swap
shop.
back
I mean,
to
anyone who has an Entertainment Earth account, I think, can get them.
Yeah.
So
I switched my Nemesis order to Pulse because they will send it to me.
Right. Me
No
too.
matter what, they will send it.
At least I know I'll
Yeah.
get it.
yeah, but if you continue to get it through Walmart, you might be able to get it on clearance. So
Maybe.
Not
if
for my
it shows
pre-order.
up, if it
I
shows
don't.
up,
I don't like to play that game.
It'll hit clearance in
That is
stores,
true.
and I'll still be charged full price for my goddamn pre-order when it shows up 3 months late.
That's true.
It'll be fine.
Every one of these spoiler packs for Magnus that I saw, with the exception of the one that I ultimately bought, which was on clearance, half price, every one of them was ripped open.
Yeah.
Like, ripped, like, open.
Which you'll remember if you go back to that episode where we first talked about it. I called that.
I never saw that. I only saw 3 of them ever, and one of them was the one I bought.
Yeah,
And
I
they were
never
all-
saw any issues with the ones in my store, but you know who knows?
Sounds
But like
Florida man visiting
I-
your stores.
Florida man.
Yeah, you're gonna have
lives
to
in
deal
my
with
store.
Florida, man, Lucas.
Yeah.
yeah, that is true. So, I do think it's not a great idea to release a blind box kind of figure as a $60
Not at
figure.
$60.
Like
Yeah,
I think
mistake.
that like they really need to do that more at the $20 price level or even $10 or whatever. Like it just seems silly to do that at your most expensive price point. Like
Does anyone remember the Inspector Gadget figure, the Dr. Claw?
Dr. Claw!
He was blind packed. It's like, finally, you can see his face. I only saw him in stores one time, and he was ripped open. And I was like, well, spoilers, he's some old dude. He looks like Doc Brown. Huh.
I
Okay.
think that someone in Hasbro's marketing division has way overestimated the appeal of the unboxing YouTuber.
Yes.
I mean, it works well with bots because there's a bunch of them and they're small and they're
Works well
$20.
with toys for 5-year-olds.
It does not work well with $60 toys.
No.
no. And not at the retail shop. Like I think that it could work through Hasbro Pulse. Like I think if they released an
Maybe.
exclusive and they did it something like that, like and they tried it out, like I could potentially
Don't
see.
give them any ideas. We would all be like losing our minds. What do you mean I'm paying you $100 and I don't know what I'm getting? That's outrageous.
I think the other
We'd
problem
be
is the
down there with
name of
torches
it.
and pitchforks.
Because they didn't.
We
they
would
don't
complain, but
for
we would
our
still buy
market.
it, though, Nick.
Yeah, Bots are great.
You're not
I'm glad you
wrong.
got
I
the
just
book.
hate it.
But like for the collector market, they didn't want to call it a surprise unboxing thing, so instead they've called it a spoiler pack. So they were
Yeah.
implying that it actually spoiled something from the show.
But like Wave 2.
It doesn't.
Wave 2. It's all about the Wave 2 spoiler pack. Wave 1 was a test.
Why is it a Wave 2 spoiler pack? What's going on?
Why would you make Nemesis Prime in your spoiler pack?
To sell toys?
Because it's not a spoiler; it's a surprise unboxing.
No, it's absolutely a spoiler. It is
I bet you
absolute-
right now. I would bet you $100 right now that
That's
Nemesis
more than the
Prime is
toy.
Not in the
Don't-
show.
Don't make that bet with me.
I'm making that bet.
I want to
say
go on record and
when-
say that that's a
when-
horrible plot point. And I don't want to do it.
when Nick comes on in like November and is like, Wave 3, that's where the real spoiler is. Like Wave 2, that wasn't a spoiler.
How about
and all
this?
that.
I won't bet you money, but I will pay for your unboxing pack if he is in the show, and you can pay for mine if he isn't.
Okay, what if it's like the Mirage thing? What if it's like because
It would count.
Mirage was in there for
count.
15 seconds?
It would
Yeah.
count. If Nemesis Prime shows up,
Yeah.
I will pay for your pack.
Is it also really funny that for the Netflix show that like the Netflix line or whatever doesn't actually have the Optimus Prime that's in the show? I mean, like it just seems crazy. And yet they're doing a repaint, this Nemesis version, right?
Yep.
Which is based on that mold. But
Don't worry though, you can get the 3-0 one, and it doesn't transform, but it looks exactly like it, and it looks like it should transform, but it doesn't.
The low price of too much money.
Oh,
Sure.
anyway, okay.
All right,
so-
what's next? We had Selects earlier this year.
All
I
right.
remember the
Selects.
big old Spy Patrol.
Where do you want to pick up from? Combat Megatron, Red Wing, Shockwave, Crowmar, Lancer, Smokescreen, Nightbird,
Whatever happened in
Zetor,
January.
Hotshot. Soundwave Spy Patrol 3rd Unit. Is that where we're picking up from?
That's probably
That's
the earliest
summer.
one this year.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then, so that, and then Exhaust is the next one after that. So.
Exhaust and Grease Pit.
Mm-hmm.
Both really excellent figures.
Yeah,
Those
Exhaust.
surprises.
I am a sucker for Exhaust. I have always been a sucker for Exhaust. Part of that is probably because Barbaros were my dad's brand.
Smoking is bad, kids.
Yeah,
we don't
smoking
endorse
is
that.
Don't do that.
Smoke.
But they showed up
You
at
smoking
some
yet?
small retailers before they were ever announced. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, like they
That
were
was
in
interesting.
hand. It was weird.
They were in hand and then they were ready to order within like a day. It was really strange.
Yeah. That was
But then,
definitely
like,
weird. I think we had both
the
of those.
week the week after that, when they did their Fan First Friday thing, they revealed stuff that were complete surprises. We got Tiger Track and Rotor Storm reveals, and the Centurion drone with the weapon pack.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
really cool.
I legit screamed for Tiger Track and Rotor Storm. I'm so excited for those.
Yeah, Rotor Storm. I've been waiting a long time for a Rotor Storm. I'm glad we're getting one.
I'm glad we're getting upgrade kits to fix his guns. I'm glad that they changed out the head from the one that we initially saw. I'm still not thrilled about those legs, but for the transformation, I will accept it. See, there's me complaining about something that I really want. I'm going to get it, and I'm going to upgrade it, and then I'm still going to be unsatisfied, but really happy that we got him.
But Peter, listen, and you have to answer the question. It's the same one I posed earlier about Dirge. Will you have Rotor Storm?
I have Rotor Storm, and I have a custom Rotor Storm, and I have Gen 1 Rotor Storm in the box, and what do you want?
Okay, all right.
I mean, I'll be really
Wrong
happy.
person
Like
to
I said,
ask.
I'm really happy. I'll be happy.
Did you
Wreckers
see
combine.
Did you see the upgrade kit coming out for
was
Rotor
funny.
Storm, Peter?
Say what now?
There's an upgrade kit coming out for Rotor Storm.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The one that was
Oh,
revealed
yeah.
earlier. We were all looking
Oh,
at it.
yeah,
together.
yeah. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Pew.
Good stuff.
With the little miscolored leg fillers, I hope they come and paint gets fixed. But whatever.
The Centurion drone's pretty cool, though. I mean, that's a deep cut from like one issue of an IDW comic from 2006, which is great. Stormbringer's amazing. Everyone should read it. But it
They
comes
successfully
with
got me an
a
army building
weapon
character I
pack.
have no recollection of.
Grounded.
Yeah, it's
You're
been
grounded.
So-
When Brunt came out and you saw his legs, it was like, ooh, I know what's gonna happen. Maybe if Hasbro really cares. And then I figured Hasbro really didn't care. You know, it turns
But
out
then,
they do.
Just
then
like
it
Kenner,
comes with
they
a
really do
weapon
care.
pack, so you can upgrade all your other dudes. I think that's a fantastic thing.
I love it. Love it.
Oh yeah.
Love it. Love it.
no,
Love it.
the weapons kits that they did too, like all the accessories are great.
Like you get
in
Roller,
that
which
pack.
is awesome. You get a bigger gun for Prime, which is great. You get an axe and a mace for Prime and Megatron. You get a cage for Ravage. Ironhide and Bumblebee get guns. It's awesome. I mean, it's such a wide assortment. I think it's really awesome.
Yep.
And I hope to see more things like that in the future. They were thoughtful weapons in a fun pack with a figure that people would not mind buying more than one of, or even just having the single. You know, it was well thought out and well executed.
Yeah,
Yes, I hope we get them again.
absolutely.
That's a good model, and the weapon pack is $10. I mean, the normal price for that figure is $20. The retail on it is $30. That's
or
a
if you
good
bought
spot
it
for me.
before they corrected the error.
Or if you bought one
Right.
before they corrected it and one after.
Yeah.
But I would pay more than $10 for those weapons, and many of us have purchased third-party upgrade weapons for those figures that ended up costing way more than that $10 price.
And I hadn't thought of. That's probably something Hasbro saw and was like, we should be getting in on this market.
Free market research.
Do you think could you see Hasbro releasing like weapons or accessory packs or even upgrade like those filler kits that we get? Like, could you ever see Hasbro doing that, or would that just be like a no one's ever next about
I
it?
highly doubt they will ever do filler kits. That
Yeah,
seems
filler kits are
unlikely.
probably no, but
Yeah.
but more weapons. They're
weapon
probably
packs, I think.
yeah.
If this did well, they'll do more, no question.
Yeah, absolutely, they'll do more. At least I really hope so.
And,
Did the
and
Centurion-
that sold out too.
Yeah,
the
that's what I was
Centurion
trying to
Joel.
ask.
Yeah, and that
It
one
took
was a
them a bit, but
Hasbro
they did
Pulse
go.
exclusive, right? Like that hasn't been, or was it released through other means?
It was just Pulse, as far as I know. It was part of that Fan First Friday thing, and then they said pre-orders are going up, go, and then it sold out. So
Yep.
It was cool. So that one I'm excited for. And then the next Fan First Friday, they covered Exhaust and Grease Pit finally. And also we got Hubcap revealed. He should
Hubcap?
be out tomorrow. I
Oh,
don't think that's happening. His release date on Pulse is tomorrow.
Oh, there we go. I kind of forget what the release dates are anymore.
I don't believe them anyway.
I have a list that I wrote it down
Right.
on. That's why I know. But yeah, Hubcap is cool. He's a new head on Cliff Jumper, and he's yellow, which is great. Yeah, Hubcap. Who's after that? Because they've started the Transformers Tuesdays.
Bug
thing.
Bite.
Bug Bite.
Oh yeah,
Bug-Bite was a surprise. Yeah,
Which that one was interesting because they used Bumblebee's head, right? But they use Cliff Jumper's body.
Mhm.
Except for the waist. The waist is also Bumblebee.
Which is just weird.
Like, that's so weird.
I'm gonna need Reaper labels to make a tribal tattoo.
Yeah. Agreed.
But I think they will. I'm pretty sure they will.
Probably, yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot there's a Super Megatron coming too. That's
Yes, there
technically
is.
That's one of the Japanese
Super
ones. It's on a
Megatron's
different
coming.
list here. That's why we didn't get there.
Yeah.
If we're on the Japanese list as well, God Neptune.
God
is coming.
Neptune.
December, whenever he's coming. God Neptune. It's gonna be great. I was really hoping that they would do a pirate version of Pinchy Boy. What's his name?
Nautilator?
Nautilator. Thank you.
Pinchy
But
Boy.
they didn't.
They could have called him Pinchy Boy.
They could have called him Pinchy Boy. We got Scissor Boy. Scissor Boy versus Pinchy Boy. Go.
From the same series, it would work.
And Tasmania Kid. Great. Do it. What else is coming from Select soon? Hot House.
Hot House, Tiger
From
Track,
Airwave, which is good. Tiger Track.
Sandstorm and Megatron,
We talk about them. Those are great. Very excited.
and Black Rorichi.
Yay!
I'm surprised he didn't get a new name or anything. They just left it Black
Oh, that's
Rorichi.
everyone's favorite
Like,
character.
Where you all scratch your head and go, who?
No, we don't. No, we don't. Because we've known who he is since the mid-90s when, because...
Yeah.
Which
Like,
which
I
one
knew
is
he
this
existed,
again?
but I didn't know his name.
Black Rorichi
See?
is a fast track redeco. He's from Black Zarek.
Oh, okay. I totally forgot. It's I think it was in the card that Rob made for tonight. So there we are.
It is in the card that Rob made for tonight.
Yeah.
And that's it, right? Are we done?
Studio Series has had some exclusives.
Leadfoot.
The most recent of which is that goddamn one I missed. Target car guy. I don't care what his name is
I
because
just
I don't
said
care
Leadfoot.
anything.
Leadfoot?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Leadfoot. I
Yeah,
still
but
don't
he's
care.
dropping
Comes
now.
out-
I'm sure that
He
you'll
comes
be
out
able to
next
get him,
Friday.
Nick.
Yeah, I mean,
I went
we
virtually
know
on
people
a
that already
hunt.
have him.
Yeah.
He's out in
I
California.
went virtually on a hunt with Surge today around Chicago, and they had them, but they would not sell it to him because it is not street dated, but it's release dated for next Friday. And I think it's the same thing that happened with the Joes earlier, where they're supposed to release on a day, but they take that as a street date instead.
The Joes were screwed up because Target was given a street date by Hasbro, right? And then Hasbro, and so that was the date. And then Hasbro made a big deal online about we've changed the date and they're coming out on August 1st or whatever. Correct my dates, Nick, if you recall.
That's right. You are correct. Yes.
But the date from Target was still 14 August, so that was going to be the big and Target just stuck to it. And they're like, no,
Right.
we don't care if we have it. You're not getting it. Look what Hasbro's website says you will give it. No, you're not getting squat. Bye.
But didn't
Bye,
I
Eric.
swear that
Communication.
like someone from Target like on the social media said, "Oh yeah, like we're gonna start selling them now." Like maybe I'm making this up. I don't know.
Some
No, that
slipped out.
happened. It didn't work.
Some were purchased.
Yeah.
You can get overrides on street dates and things, but it takes some doing. Basically, you have to talk to the LOD and convince them.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Leadfoot is out next Friday.
good to know. I mean,
So we've still got some upcoming dates for things that we don't have product on, right? Isn't that the next part of this?
Yeah, tomorrow.
yeah. So we need to talk about the Tuesdays thing.
Yeah.
and just
Tuesday.
talk.
How many more
Christian,
Tuesdays do we have?
It was 5.
5.
Yeah, there were 5 altogether. We've been through 3 of them. Is that right?
4 of them.
3.
4?
Is it 4
Or
now?
is it
3?
God damn
It's
it! He took the
Ricci,
pin down in the
Bug
group
Bite,
again.
High House. I think so. Maybe only 3.
I think we're at 3. But they said we're going to do these Transformers Tuesdays things. Then they're releasing things. Order on Friday and order this here and order that wherever. And it completely fell apart because leaks.
Okay.
Leaks.
Yes.
So let's talk about
9-1 on Hasbro Pulse and 9-8 on Entertainment Earth.
Okay.
And then
All right.
9/15 should be back over to Big Bad Toy Store.
No, there's nothing on.
That's it. Those
That's
are the
it.
last 2.
That's the
We're
last
done
2
with
dates
3.
they
We've
gave
got
us.
2 more.
And then there's the
Through September up until
PulseCon.
PulseCon.
And then there's PulseCon, and then there are the 2-packs.
Right.
Yes, the next 2-pack is revealed in 28 days on Amazon. They have a counter.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
It's
So
amazing.
So Amazon, like when they started this with Ratchet and the Paradron Medic, right, was the first.
Her name's Lifeline,
exclusives.
you jerk.
Tell her. Say her name. Say her name.
What?
Lifeline.
Her
Say
name's
name.
Lifeline.
Lifeline.
Come on,
I'm
say
sorry.
it.
Excuse me,
Sorry.
Lifeline is a G.I. Joe.
No one cares about Snake Terrorist, Nick.
Name his file card name. Nick.
I couldn't do it. I can't.
Oh,
I
come
don't
on.
have it like that.
Come on.
My kung fu is not that good.
I think it's Edwin Steen. Just I think. I could be wrong.
You might be right.
So
Who cares?
I do.
We do.
I don't know if you guys know this, but I collect things that aren't Transformers too.
Don't
So
bother.
and all that stuff goes.
Edwin C. Steen.
Yay!
So if Amazon keeps this up, so when they release those exclusives, they said there's going to be 4 more. Is that right?
Yep.
Yes.
Correct.
So then what is that? October, November, December, January, I guess.
And we'll be well into Kingdom by then.
Oh,
Which
that
is-
would make some sense with the name of one of the planets
One
there,
of the
right?
planets. Yep.
Biospira. Biospira sounds like a beastie world to me.
It does.
Oh, what if we got Fractal and Pack Rat?
Why do you say these things to me?
Oh,
You know I
Or,
can
you
kill
know,
you for it.
What if it wasn't a beastie world, but what if it was a planty world?
Ooh, a Botanica? I'd go for that.
Not ever going to happen. Not in your
We will get a Botanica at some point. They're gonna give us some. It'll be a redeco of Bumblebee, and they'll be like, "Look, it's Botanica, everybody." And we're like, "Where's Glyph?" And they're like, "No, Botanica. Look."
Glyph and Tap Out are totally coming out in February with a copy of their book
I
as a
hope so.
Valentine's exclusive.
I hope
really
so.
hope so because I've been shouting that to the high heavens for the last how many years now?
I've been pushing my will at it for the past several weeks, so it's happening.
Go on.
I feel like Anna, like if we get through all 5 of these 2-packs exclusives and there's not a Tap Out and Glyph at some point, that Anna's just going to be very sad. Because, like, that's all that she wants. She's like, please, just give us a Glyph.
What if they give us a blue Glyph with the Bumblebee 84 toy style head on a Cliff Jumper body?
It would be Glyph, so fine.
Good enough.
What was the, what did they use in the most recent comic, like the last February comic? I can't remember.
I'd have to go and look.
It was a
Is that-
It's
head.
the Cliff Jumper body.
Was it the Cliff Jumper body in the comic?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it was.
I don't.
But I
think
want
the,
keychain accuracy. Where's her keychain hoop?
Is the B body?
It'll be in the
licensed?
next,
It looks like it's licensed.
Weapon
It's-
add-on pack.
It's really close. It's really close to looking. Yeah. Does he come with a weapon? does the Volkswagen character, does Bumblebee, the Netflix one, come with a weapon?
No, because it comes in the Centurion pack.
Okay. So yeah, it might be licensed.
Because if it's licensed, I could see them, like, that would be why they wouldn't make Bug Bite. Because Volkswagen doesn't want their character to be a bad
No,
guy.
Netflix Bumblebee comes with a gun.
Does he?
Does it?
Yeah, he does.
Oh man.
But he comes with that tripod cannon thing that can
Oh, yeah.
cliff jumper,
Okay.
the rocket launcher thing.
Oh, yeah.
It's a submarine.
It's a submarine. It's a telescope. It's a telescope.
It's a telescope or a snorkel or something.
Oh.
Okay, so I wanted to talk about Black Rorichi again.
Okay.
And I wanted to know if you guys think that's a portent for getting Black Zarek for real.
No, I think it's great. I think it's a great tent. I think it's gonna, like, because in my brain they want to make what I want to buy. So that's what they're going to do.
In that sense, let's continue on. Would you want that to be a somewhat of a HasLab kind of thing? Remember how Grandmax was crowdfunded at TT Mall?
I remember.
I kind of like that model for releasing bigger Titans from Hasbro Pulse.
I would be fine if it were like the way I ordered Super Megatron and God Neptune, where you gave me a month to do it. That's
Sure.
fine. But I don't want it to be.
Grandmax was open for a while.
I don't want it to be based on we need to get this many orders to make the thing. I don't want that.
I agree with you, Nick. I don't want it to be an all or nothing thing where I don't want it to not happen.
Right.
I want there to
Make
be
the
like
thing. If you can't sell them all on Pulse, for Christ's sakes, sell them to Big Bad and TF Source and, I don't know, maybe comic shops.
Well, I mean, I think
I would
with
love to see
that,
Black Zarek that way.
to me, I feel like Black Zarek would be one of those things where it gets released by Takara Tomy and then it's available at Hasbro Pulse. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
like Super Megatron and God Neptune.
Right.
right.
And like,
I think
how much
there's
are
going to be a
Titans
God
these days?
Neptune
Titans
type
are
of thing.
160 now ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if it's
If Black Zarek
$250
is
toy,
$200, great. 250 I think is a bit high, but I see where you're going.
250.
what was God Neptune?
How much
God
was
Neptune
the...
is 180?
He was under 200, yeah.
Yeah, so probably 225, 250. I wouldn't blink.
I would totally spend 250 on a Black Zarek.
Yeah.
Gotta come with the
And then
shield.
while we're
this
at
is a
it, if we
conversation
want to
I had
do
with
another
Surge.
Metroplex,
That's what,
and then a Metro
release
Titan
Metroplex
based
again
off of-
and Metro Titan.
based off of that,
Yeah,
I would be
'cause-
okay with that.
Omega's getting another run, which is unusual. I think it would make sense because there's so many new people here now that Metroplex gets another run too. And if
So,
they've got it out,
Omega got another run because he was in the cartoon. That is very clearly why they made that decision from a financial standpoint. They said, we are
He was in-
advertising this thing on Netflix.
He was
there
in the
even
cartoon
more
as
so.
long as
1
Mirage
second.
was on the cartoon.
so while they're at it, like while they're running Omega Supreme, they want to throw some like blue plastic in there as well. Like, right?
Omega, Sentinel, Rocket, Base. God,
See, now
bless
that was
them.
that
I've been
was
saying
how I
that for
thought you were going to
years.
get the rocket base. That's what I thought they were going to do. But there are other rumors floating around out there. If you know where to look.
Yeah.
There are other rumors. And
Oh,
I'm not
well,
For
satisfied.
next year's thing, ugh, it's not
Yeah.
the Rocket Base.
No, not that.
No, Christian.
Oh no.
We'll talk to you
Okay.
offline.
Yeah, I'll tell you later.
Great.
But honestly,
I'm
like
excited now.
it seems like HasLab, or at least after this new round with Marvel Legends and whatnot, like that did incredibly well. And so I just wonder if I could see them kind of doing that more, like, oh wait, if we release something at a lower price point, perhaps like people will buy
Yes.
more of it because it's not $600.
I don't think Unicrons are the way forward for us on HasLab. I think Black Zarek and Metro Titans are the way forward for us.
Jesus Christ, friggin' the Unicron debacle, man. If they'd have said up front, we're going to do all these various tiers like we did with the Sentinel, how many more could they have sold based on, and we'll throw in more stuff if you order them?
I don't know.
They added a Galvatron.
Yeah, thanks.
Hot Rod.
I appreciate it.
Actually, no.
They're like this.
Yeah, I think they learned a lot for the Sentinel from Unicron.
Yeah,
And I
absolutely.
think
I'm
the
sure.
Sentinel
I'm so
worked
glad
for
that we were the
whatever
experiment.
comes
That worked out so
I mean,
very well.
I mean, look at the Sentinel. It was just a runaway success. So I think if they follow, what was that, a 200, 250, 300 price point? What was
It
that?
was
I don't remember.
300. I think it was 300.
300. So I mean, that's expensive, but that's actually relatively doable if given the time frame that they had to fund it. I think that's probably the way forward for us. I mean, especially if it's just a repaint and a slight retool like Black Zarek or Metro Titan would be.
But people also want to troop build Sentinels.
It's true. They do.
Right.
No one wants to troop build Black
Now, you're
Zarax
gonna
or
tell me
Unicrons.
Guardian robots.
Well, I could see them troop building
We could
Guardian
troop
robots.
build some
Right.
Guardian robots.
Right.
With removable heads, because the warrior doesn't need a head; he just needs a good, strong body. Name the episode.
Rebirth Part 2?
No. I want to say War Dawn. It's War Dawn. They find some Omega Sentinels that are just busted, and they're missing their heads, so they prop them up and get them going again to fight the Autobots while they're trying to play with the Chronosphere to get the aerial bots back from 4 million years or 10 million years, whatever, however many millions of years ago they're hanging out with Orion Pax. And
Cool.
Megatron,
That's a deeper cut. I was not prepared. I got you
like
on
robots.
Sky High, though. I got credit for that.
You did.
So we have a couple other figures that are exclusives, but we assume they're exclusives because there's no more waves. Like Wave 3 is the last wave. But like we know that what is it, Runabout?
Yeah, Runabout.
Is that the one that's not coming? Run Amok? Which one? Which is
Runabout
the one
is the white one,
Right,
and
the black
Runabout
one.
is the
Runabout's
dark
the
one.
black one.
Yes, yeah. So Runabout is coming out as exclusive somewhere. I thought we'd heard it was Target, but that's not verified.
Right.
And then
Thrust.
and then what am I?
Blue Streak.
Blanking on Blue Streak. Thank
Blue
you.
Streak.
So Blue Streak, we've seen the packaging for it. I think they released like a preview of the figure, but
Yep.
we don't
And
actually
it was
know
up for order in
how
the
it's.
UK over the weekend.
Yeah, but we don't
And-
know
You know
for the
that-
US where it's
that-
coming.
Runabout Amok, whichever one the black one is, isn't even listed anywhere on the wiki.
Yeah, because
Runabout.
It's not a list. It doesn't have a confirmed release, so the wiki doesn't deal with
But
it
they've got
Right.
Thrust and Blue Streak. Thrust and Blue
those are-
Streak. listed.
because we've seen them.
They physically exist, yeah. Runabout has been shown and floated, and there have been names. But we also have to remember, so Runamok is the white car dude, the white battle
Right.
charger, and Runabout is the dark one. But in Cybertron, Runamuck
Muck
was
is the dark
was
one,
the
and
was the dark
Runabout
one.
doesn't exist.
Runabout doesn't exist. Thank you. So we hope that everything
Overrun.
lines.
What did the
That's
club
true, there's-
call
Well,
them?
there's.
Run-
I
Overrun?
can't imagine that something
Run-
that's just a
Run Amok
repaint
and Overrun.
of another figure would not come out. You know, like maybe it may, they may not, but it seems to me like,
Runabout won the fan vote on the strength of getting both.
And
so.
It'll be a selects release or something down the road.
Yeah.
Who knows?
something will pop.
It'll be somewhere.
He might end up in a 2-pack. In one of the 2-packs.
Oh, there you go. That's possible. Well, and what we got left there is Micron, which you have to figure is going to be some reference to Armada Energon Cybertron.
Maybe.
Dominus.
Dominus.
Destron does not think so,
Really?
We'll see. We'll see.
because it's also a planet. Planet Micro is
Planet Micro
Zone
is
and
where.
Headmasters.
Yep.
Oh.
Planet Micro is where everyone hangs out in Victory, and then in Zone, the Planet Micro is renamed Zone, so Micro Zone, and that's the allegedly the planet that Rodimus left to go found after planet Sabertron was destroyed, and that's why Rodimus shows up as a Micromaster during Battlestar's Return of Convoy. So Micron might be Hasbro's attempt to try and retcon all that into a nice, tidy Hasbro package without getting into all the Victory Zone Battlestars stuff.
I
So-
hadn't considered that. Okay.
Maybe.
It's one of those two things, or it's both of those things.
Yeah. Or it could be, another, Micromaster 10-pack or something. Wouldn't that be nice?
Hey-o.
All that would be
I
good.
would be okay with that.
Yeah.
So we got that one.
Banter on that.
Come on.
I would pronounce
Come on.
it Dominus if I wanted to, and I do.
Okay.
Maybe it'll be a pizza delivery truck. I don't know.
I mean, are we talking rumors that have been going around or not?
Well, I don't want to talk about rumors. I want to talk about like hard facts. Where have we heard the name or seen the name Dominus before in Transformers?
Ultra
Oh,
Magnus.
yeah.
IDW.
Bingo.
Well, not Ultra Magnus, his brother.
Yeah.
So,
Minimus and Dominus.
Yeah.
so what could, based on that, I don't know anything. So based on that, what would you speculate if we were going to play the speculation game?
A wolf-like redeco of Cheetor that looks vaguely like Nightprowler because I love Nightprowler and I'm going crazy.
I don't know how you got from A to B, buddy.
Because you didn't read Lost Light, bro.
So are we talking about that they would release a pet? Is that what you're saying?
That is what I'm saying, yes.
That would be crazy. That would be
I would
cool.
love an official pet figure. It wouldn't be as cool as the MMC one, but...
Right. And then what else we got?
Botropolis is next.
Botropolis. That's from the Go Dash bots.
Yeah, but
Reptron and all those guys.
And Cheetor and Gorilla Bot and Buzzbot and
Buzzbot and
some more Diaclone things, maybe. Who knows?
Maybe. Also, I mean, Botropolis wasn't in Beast Machines. Wasn't the capital city Cybertropolis?
It was.
And okay, so Botropolis is the Go Dash bots, and Cybertropolis is Beast Machines stuff. And we know we're wandering our way into a Beast era coming up. I don't know.
I guess, but if I was going to go Beast, I would go Beast on the next one.
Oh yeah, that's coming too.
Biosphere.
That's a new name for us.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's a good name.
Yeah. I'm with it.
Or is that it?
That's cool.
One more?
Huh? That's it. Micron, Dominus, Botropolis, Biosphere, and we got the Paradron already. Yeah.
Hello, Dominus.
Kitty.
I took Latin. That's why I do that. Sorry.
So, did we also talk about the movie pack that we had talked about PulseCon? So, for those that don't know, PulseCon is just got announced today,
right?
or whatnot.
Yeah.
Today.
So they're doing a virtual convention. Hasbro is for all of their brands. It's going to be September 25th and 26th. So what is that, Friday or Saturday? I think. And they're, who knows what that is going to include, but it sounds like that.
It sounds like the DC Fandom event that just happened.
Yeah. I'm assuming that since they can't do the presentations at San Diego Comic-Con or New York Comic-Con, that they're doing this instead.
Yeah,
right.
But they got to put that stuff out somewhere. Fan First Fridays was good for that. I think probably a good prototype. Transformers Tuesday is an evolution of that, and I think PulseCon is the final form.
Well, the Transformers Tuesdays were...
the October Toy Fair in Texas just got canceled too. The Dallas Toy Fair. The one that
Hasbro has such a great presence there.
Yeah,
they probably do. We wouldn't know about it because that's where all the Walmart and Target do their toy buying, as opposed to New York Toy Fair, which is for smaller businesses usually.
Gotcha.
So, but this is probably all connected now that all the toy fairs are canceled. Is my point.
Yeah, and New York Toy Fair got
actually
moved to later in the spring, I guess.
Is April now?
Allegedly, we'll see what they do.
Yeah.
They said they were going to do a smaller event, was the email I got. But we'll see.
Yeah, so what Lucas was starting to say with PulseCon is that the last exclusive we haven't talked about is the Pit of Judgment box set, which was slated for San Diego. It's likely that one and the other San Diego exclusives for the other brands will be put on Pulse at that time.
Right. That would make some sense.
And those were announced at one of the Fan First Fridays, right?
Yeah.
Yep. They did ours, the Pit of Judgment they did for ours. They did the Star Wars guys. I think Marvel Legends does not have theirs yet.
They do.
But they should soon.
It's the Hellfire Club.
Oh, but there's one more they're missing. They had a fan vote earlier in the year.
But so that set comes with the Quintesson Judge. It comes with
redecoed Quintesson Judge.
You're right.
Quintesson Judge. It comes with
redecoed Alicon.
Retool of Alicon as the bailiff.
Yep.
It comes with a slug figure of the prosecutor. Mm-hmm. And it comes with a redeco of the Titans Return Sharkticon as another Sharkticon.
And it comes with the Kranix.
And it comes with a slug figure Kranix.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So I mean, that seems like
they're non-transforming, non-articulated dudes. They're small, but they exist, which is cool.
And you can feed them to
that seems like a really neat set. Like, I think that they did a great job on the
packaging. Like it comes with. I mean, it's set up to look like that scene from the '86 movie where the pit of Sharkticons, and you can have your quintesson.
I might need two.
Innocent.
And so now I need a new cup and I need a new hot rod.
Well, luckily, we've heard rumors about them for later.
We sure have.
Thinking about
that's
it.
all
Rumor
complete
episode
rumors,
sometime.
though. Like, we don't actually know. I mean, what is that supposed to be in Studio Series 86, which is not actually been announced yet? Is that right?
It'll be announced at the end of the month. Don't worry.
Yeah, gotta save something for that con, right?
It's gonna be sweet.
It's gonna be sweet.
It's gonna be awesome.
Better be.
Hey now.
All right. So, are there any other Earthrise exclusives that we haven't covered?
There's a third wave of Netflix incoming at some point.
Right, we know that that's a thing.
We know
seen
a
listings for
Cheetor,
them.
right?
Cheetor and Deep Cover.
Yes.
Those are the ones I remember.
I think those are the only ones.
RC, I think, was in there too.
Was it?
I think. It's been probably 2 months since I read that list.
Right. Yeah.
I
who
would
knows?
like them to put a Moon Racer in there. She was in the show for 0.5 seconds.
Yeah, the speaking part.
She did have a speaking part. And a yelling part.
So you want a Moonracer based off of the
Chromia
based
mold?
off
Off of Moon Racer, correct.
Okay.
Look, man, if they're doing crazy repaints, that one at least makes sense because she appeared in that body as opposed to her previous one, so why not?
Sure. Okay.
You can even pop the arms off at the ball joint and reenact the scene.
Plus, I need Nick to keep buying them so I can buy his backdrop pieces.
Oh, yeah.
I think it'd be funny if they repainted that Chromia figure again. It'd be like, Anna, look! Like, more of this figure.
Well, it's full circle because it's retooled from the Power of the Prime's Moon Racer.
Right.
So it goes back to Moon Racer in the new version. It'd be great.
There you go.
Full circle. And then they can retire it. No more.
Are we gonna get a nacelle out of Thrust?
Hope so.
I hope so.
I mean, what else
You
are
know,
they gonna use that tooling for?
Just like we saw with the classic Seeker mold, that they just kept using it, long after it initially came out. I suspect that we'll keep seeing Voyager Seekers from this mold for a really long time. And that makes me really happy.
Shocked.
Who would have thought?
I hope they do. I hope we get them all.
I want an Earth mode while we're spitballing, or while I'm spitballing. I want an Earth mode barricade in a Datsun body, and I want him to have. I do, and I want him to have a cop mustache and cop sunglasses. And I want.
Oh, God.
Throw him in the dump. I'll buy two.
I would like a creamsicle Sunstorm.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
Not the yellow
take
one,
it.
the orange one.
I'll take it.
Give me the orange. I already have Banana Storm. Give me in Earth mode.
Yeah.
Give me. I mean, there are so many seekers.
Are we gonna get
backgrounders.
Are we gonna get G2 versions? Like, we had to get a G2 version of
so.
Ramjet?
Call it Dirge, right? Or Ramjet? Was it Ramjet? Dirge?
Ramjet. It was Ramjet.
Yeah,
Ramjet. It was Ramjet. It was Ramjet. Ramjet.
We had to get that, right?
Yes, we do.
You know which one
And we need an Action Master Thundercracker.
Action Master Thundercracker.
Boom.
Shattered glass thunder.
Hell yeah. Other dudes that Serge and I talked about over the weekend were coming in 2-packs maybe would be like any version of the Diaclone hoists. Red, blue, white, those guys. Slicer, or perhaps Prime Dead End.
I want Slicer. I think I want Slicer more than I want Exhaust. I mean, I have Exhaust.
Shattered glass wheel.
Yeah, I was gonna say we already have exhaust, so it's.
I already have Exhaust.
I'd rather have a Slicer.
And then we will have enough molds next year when Kingdom comes out to almost do the Halloween HorrorCon packs from 2004 that got canceled. Nightprowler versus Black Arachnia and Waspinator versus somebody new.
So good.
I mean, some of that stuff is coming though, because it's. I don't know. I guess how many
If a
repaints?
Nightprowler isn't coming, I am making someone make me a custom of that because it needs to happen. I'm mildly responsible for him getting fiction, so I'm connected to him.
There's only two other options for a Cheetor repaint at this point.
And one of them is already listed.
Right.
And it's not Tigatron. He is
Shadow
listed, but he's a
Panther.
Voyager. Shadow Panther.
Available at the original Hasbro toy shop back in 1999,
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
along with.
It's too much of a baby to get him then.
I was excited. I'm like, I was telling everyone, they're gonna put all the Japanese toys online on the internet, and I can buy them from Hasbro, so I don't have to import them. It's gonna be great. And they did 3 figures. They did Lio Convoy, they did Galvatron, and Shadow Panther, and then the website.
Why there's so many Lio Convoys and Galvatrons in the States?
Mm-hmm.
I never knew.
They have a different sticker on the box, if I remember
there's
right.
a sticker.
Hasbro USA sticker or something.
Cool.
I think it was called Hasbro Direct was the website, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Was it Hasbro Direct? Yeah.
That sounds right. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been 22 years or whatever.
I also still want to see my Cybertron Defense dude, Scattershot and Red Alert come out. Put them somewhere.
I want to know what the
will
hell's
buy them.
going on with that Armada Prime that they sculpted and then nothing.
Oh, did you hear the last word on that?
No.
They said it at their toy show earlier this year.
Yeah.
And they were deciding on whether or not to release it in Generations or Masterpiece.
Well, it ain't no masterpiece, so let's just
That was the direct quote.
crap there.
Maybe
So-
they just
Our
misspoke. Maybe they misspoke. They meant Selects instead of Masterpiece.
Oh, that could be. See, now that would make some sense.
Maybe. Follow
Yeah.
in the vein of Star Convoy.
I would like to see more nods now that Gen 1. I mean, not Gen 1's not wrapping up. They're gonna milk it.
Right.
Milk it.
Right.
Another
Yeah.
trilogy. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
But I would like to see nods like we've gotten some Cybertron stuff, and that was nice. We don't need to jump in both feet with Cybertron, but hey, 2 is better than 0, man.
2 is better than 0.
2 is better than
4
0.
is better than 2.
I will give you that, but we're doing Beasts next, and after Beasts, we've got if they want to go Beast Machines, then they can do that.
They won't.
But they will give nods. They'll give some nods here and there, and they'll make a I don't know, a Silverbolt or something. Beast Machines.
But like, he desperately needed a better toy.
Oh yeah,
I wouldn't
oh
even
yeah.
be mad about that.
But he won't look like he belongs in the Beast Machines lineup. You know what I mean? You can't put him with your Beast Machines toys.
Who has Beast Machines
Watch
toys?
me. I have them all.
Have them all. I even have like
This is the wrong show. This is
undersized
the wrong
knockoff,
show for me to be making these rhetorical things.
undersized knockoff Night Scream that fits better. He's
Now,
little
what-
guy.
I can see them
What
making a Night
packaging
Scream.
variants do we have of the Beast Machines?
Okay, so Beast Machines toys. Beast Machines toys, the original Megas each had 3 releases, with missiles being tied one way with the twisty tie, printing being a little bit different on the very top for Tankor and Cheetor. It's a mess. It's a mess. And Primal is running or static, and then Black Arachne was left or right facing. So get your game on, get you some Beast Machines toys, and then hate yourself for owning them.
Are these variants at least cheap?
Yeah.
Or
There's no
okay,
value
so I guess at least that's the silver lining there, that you can at least pick them up and not spend a lot of money on these variants. So
No one wants them.
I don't know why.
Nope.
So, all right. Are there any other exclusives we haven't covered for this year?
That we actually know about.
There was a leak early on, and everything else on that leak has come to be,
Mhm.
except for the
On.
G.I. Joe Transformers crossover piece that was on that leak.
Oh.
What's that going to be?
We'll see it.
Is it
That should be an exclusive somewhere.
It was a San Diego thing. It was listed as SDCC G.I. Joe Transformers set in that leak.
So, do you
Yeah,
think
maybe
they
that'll
would go
come out.
classified 6-inch, or do you
I
think
think
it would be
absolutely it's going to be a classified
really
figure
pushing
now.
it? Yeah.
Right.
So, would it be a vehicle? Would it be a vamp hound? Would it be something that actually transforms, or would it be, like they've done in the past with the other crossovers, where it's a Rattler painted like Power Glide or a Sky Striker painted like Jetfire?
Lady J and Afterburner. And the Afterburner is a non-transforming motorcycle based on the Baroness motorcycle. I don't know.
I would take that, and it has a little cowl over the front. I would be so down for that. Gimme.
Oh, we forgot
who
to talk
knows?
about the Top Gun figure.
Yeah, but no one
too.
was
We
talking.
have to.
Maverick.
That's another.
I
That's
like
another
it.
figure that that is coming out. That yeah, it was
comes as
I
a tiny
remember when it
volleyball.
was rumored, and I was like, I don't know, it doesn't seem like an iconic 1980s vehicle, but I guess there's a movie coming, so there's some synergy. And then
but now
COVID
the
happened, and
movie's
that
not
movie got pushed
coming.
back,
Yeah, yeah.
or whatever.
There's toys.
I was
Top Gun toys
excited.
coming out.
Yeah. The Leonard Core toys are out. They're at Walmart.
Yeah,
Right.
The Top Gun stuff.
about because there's no movie to sell them.
Yeah, they're just. Ugh. I was excited for the figure based on the strength of the Ectotron and Gigawatt,
Sure.
and then there were small blurry pictures, and I was like, "Oh, cool! They can redeco that as Gen 2 Hooligan or Gen 2 Jetfire, and that'll be great." And then the clearer pictures came out.
I still like him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I ordered him.
I
yeah.
don't think they can redeco it because I think it's licensed.
Okay, but
I'm
they've had
pretty
deals
sure it's
with
licensed.
like when they were doing the movie Seekers, right? Those were all licensed planes.
They were
Only Starscream was in the movie, and yet they did everybody else. So
Yeah.
it's not crazy for them to redeco it at some point.
And those even got retools. They weren't just redecos. They were new heads.
Right,
on
different
them.
heads,
Yeah.
different hands on some of them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, possible. I would doubt it at that price point, plus the licensing, because it appears in a movie as that particular thing. But
Well-
maybe.
Maybe the expensive part of the licensing is the Top Gun part. Maybe it's $50 because it's a Top Gun toy.
Was it $50?
So
Whatever
Yeah.
it
saying
was.
that a subsequent use might not
I think
be
it
a Top Gun
was.
toy.
I'm pretty sure.
Right, it might be
I know.
a $30 figure.
I would pay $30 for a Voyager Hooligan. I would.
Yeah. Yeah, that Top Gun, I actually ended up canceling that because I was like, and I realized I know I'm talking to you guys and you get everything but I had to say, you know what, I can't do it. Like I think if the box art was better, like, and I realized that they're trying to match the box art to the Top Gun, box art, like whatever, but like if they had made it to where it was more, like Ectotron or the, Gigawatt, then I probably would have kept my pre-order. But I was like, dude, this is $50. What the hell am I doing with my life? And I had to cancel.
Crossovers like this need to be more genre related, and Top Gun isn't really a genre movie. Not like Back to the Future, or even like if it were an A-Team van.
I mean,
Yeah.
Or a Knight Rider thing.
Yeah, Knight Rider.
Right.
At least there's the sci-fi element to Knight Rider.
I think it's cool, like, whoever the
Jurassic
heck they
Park.
want to partner with, like, and do a one-off of all these different movies and stuff, like, I'm all for it. Like, if they want to do a Marvel one, if they want to do, like, whatever, like you said, like, different movies coming out, I'm more
In
than
gem
happy
white
to
style
send it.
packaging.
But yeah, I would say, especially if you're trying to do it for, like, some type of 80s movie property, whatever, you probably want to keep it to that G1 style package.
Yeah.
That would have helped.
Yeah. So, anyway. All right. Any other exclusives that we missed?
Unless you want to talk about Cyberverse, but typically we don't cover that here.
They don't have any exclusives, right?
That's
just the
complete
Target.
lie.
Oh, Target
Target
stuff.
line.
Those
Target stuff. They've got
the
got
planes.
Oh,
and the
right.
Magnus.
I forgot. Yes.
Planes and
They've got a
Repugnance
Secret
and
4-pack.
tiny
Yeah.
Sharkticons and the Quintessons.
I did love the little tiny Sharkticons. They were great.
They're fun. Little Repugnuses are cute.
Yeah.
They're
They
way
go
better
great
than
with your
Sharks.
BotBots.
They do not.
You go great with my BotBots.
Okay.
So yeah, I guess Nick, because you still get that stuff, Nick, right? Like the Cyberverse. Are you
Yeah,
doing
th-
that
I
too?
got to tell you that Secret 4-pack in person is freaking beautiful. It's a beautiful
really
set.
nice.
It's a great way to do that. It's a low-cost buy-in on 4, Seekers. So, I mean, if you're not too fussed about them being superposable, they're great. And they are the definition of kid's toy. It's a fun thing to fiddle with, to play with. And they don't suck as much as many of the other warrior figures in that line. I don't hate the Starscream the way I hated the first
Right.
Optimus. Or the first Starscream even was terrible.
Yeah,
This
the
with
first-
cannon is great.
The first couple waves of Warrior class were really bad.
Yeah.
They've gotten so much better, and
Right.
the cartoon is so much fun. Sidebar, I know, but yeah, you
Yeah,
should watch
I need
it.
to. Okay, so Peter, I have a question. So I couldn't really get into the cartoon earlier. So like, where
Start with
do I
season
need
two.
to push through season 2?
Start with
So
season 2.
okay, I mean, all these. I mean, the shows are like 10 minutes long or whatever. It's not like I
Yeah,
can't
it's like 12
like make
minutes
my
or
way
whatever.
through it or whatever. So, anyway, so I do want to mention for tomorrow night we are doing on Microcasters. We're actually doing an MMC figure. We're doing the Morse figure. So
Ooh.
if you want to check that out, they're going to try to convince me to buy it here. So so check that. Oh, we lost Christian now. We there, you're back. So so check
Flash
that
flood
out on our the tftalk.net Facebook page at 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central, and then Ouch My Wallet will be out this week as well. So that's going to be on the YouTube page. That's going to be at 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central as well, same time on Wednesday. So check that out. And then there was a cut the tape last week as well. So I think that's it for that stuff. So if you want to continue the conversation, join us on Discord. The link should be on the YouTube page or the pinned on the Twitter page. Yeah. Do you guys have any final thoughts you want to talk about exclusives?
I
Keep
mostly
buying.
love exclusives. I love to buy the exclusives, but I love to be able to buy them. If they can improve the pre-order patterns on these things, I would love them a lot more, and that's really the only thing I complain about with this kind of stuff. I'm happy to throw all the money in the world at more different obscure robots. Just make it so that we can actually buy them. And, stop forgetting about your international fans.
Yeah.
That's my final thought on the whole thing.
The pre-orders
Anyone
from
else?
Walmart. Sorry, the pre-orders from Walmart have been beans. Just beans. They've handled it poorly. Put a caption on your page. It's 2010 or whatever year it is. Come on, get with it, guys.
Fax them in.
Fax them in, yeah. But beyond that, I'm glad we're getting the variety of wacky characters that we're getting. Even if we are getting some mainline characters, like Christian was saying, we're mainline characters as an exclusive means weirdo stuff on the shelves, which invites more kids to have new experiences with new characters they might not typically have experience with. And yeah, keep buying the exclusives, because if we stop buying them, then people will stop making them. So, that's it for me.
Christian?
They covered it all. I'm good.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone, for joining the show. Thank you for everyone participating in the chat. Zaldron, Brian, Enot, Paul was in there. Jay. Who did I miss from earlier? Is there
Oh,
anybody
happy
else I
birthday,
missed?
Surge, again, because he was there for a little bit.
Happy birthday.
Ben was in the chat earlier. I think Rob was in there earlier as well. So, yeah. So thank you, everyone, and we will see you next week. All right.
Bye, everybody.